This video is brought to you by my absolutely incredible patrons. Seriously, I would not be able to bring you all this content without them. Thank you all so much. If you want to join them, head to the link on screen or click the link in the description. If we reach my current goal, I'll be able to come to a USA convention a lot sooner and finally meet a lot of you. But for now, enjoy the video. Hello and welcome! This week's Bottle episode is about people that own multiple fursuits, like enough to call it a collection. Like, is it fair they have so many suits? Why do they do it? How do they even afford it? I'm gonna cover absolutely everything in this episode. Well, at this point in time, I myself have 3 fursuits with 2 more on the way. But I thought this topic could be covered a lot better if I got some help from someone who has even more fursuits than I do. Please welcome one of my favorite fursuiters and vloggers who was also the main inspiration for me to start my channel, all the way from the USA. Please give a very warm welcome to KUHORI WOLF.
Hi everybody, my name is KUHORI WOLF, and I am an avid fursuiter and a fursuit collector. I am also one of the 2 hosts of another show called A Fursuiter's World. I have been collecting fursuits and fursuiting for 7 years now. I got my very first one in 2010, and I've been a crazy fursuit lady ever since. My husband, Grave, is also sort of a fursuit collector, but he doesn't have as many as I do.
I'm so excited to have you on my show. Now, for those that don't normally know KUHORI, she's usually joined by her husband, Grave, but
Grave is actually just a hand.
Anyway, I know everybody is thinking it, so let's just address it right now. KUHORI, how many fursuits do you have?
I currently own 12 fursuits. I know 12 is a lot, but I love all of them very much, and I appreciate all the makers that helped me bring them to life. One of them is retired, and I currently have 2 more on queue.
That is ridiculously awesome. It is crazy. I have been following you for like 4 years now, and it has been amazing just watching your fursuit collection blossom into what it has become now.
Pokari, just really wanted to note that I love your show a lot, and I'm really honored to have been a guest on your show, and I really hope everybody enjoys this episode.
Thank you, I love your show too, but we must get on with the episode. So, I find that a lot of people don't like people with multiple fursuits because they think it's not fair, but I'm not sure I'll ever really understand this argument. Fursuits are a luxury item. You don't need a fursuit. You don't have like a right to a fursuit. KUHORI, what do you think about this? Do you think it's unfair?
I don't think so, because I worked really hard to get all my fursuits, and so did everybody who has more than one. I do truly hope that everybody who has never worn a fursuit gets to try it, because it's a magical experience, and I really want everybody to experience it that wants to. But I don't really think that I should be held accountable for being unfair for having so many, because I've worked very hard for them.
And that is exactly right. We all work ridiculously hard to be able to afford a fursuit, or even multiple fursuits. It is something that you have to work for. And then when people say that that isn't fair, I just, I'm sorry, but it makes you come off as very entitled or just jealous. It really doesn't paint you in a good light at all. Like, you might think it's not fair that someone's making more money than you, or is in a situation that you prefer, but I'm afraid that is just how the world works. Life just isn't fair, kids. I'm sorry you had to find out like this, but it's not. We all have to work very hard to get good positions to be able to live the life we want and afford the things we want. You know, people work ridiculously hard to afford the things they want. You know, some people collect cars, some people go on holidays, and then some people just get fursuits. Like, it's their money.
I definitely do agree that everybody's money is their own business, and they can do whatever they want with it. You know, you earn money to first off pay your bills and buy food in your house and all that stuff. But then if you have money left over, you get to do whatever you want with it. And I just chose to get fursuits with it and travel with my fursuits because it's something that makes me really happy. And I really like to share my adventures and fursuit joys with everybody else because it also makes them happy.
Yeah, and then when you get criticized for something that makes you happy, it really sucks. Like, you're just trying to share the happiness. Why are you hating on the happy?
I've gotten lots of comments from greedy to trying to be poppy fur, which is really silly because I don't like the word poppy fur. I think it's really dumb. And I've also even had somebody say save some fur for the rest of us, which is also very silly because fake fur is plastic and so it can be made like all the time. And I've had somebody say, you're trying to rub your money and fursuits in my face, and that's totally not what I'm ever trying to do. I'm just trying to share something that makes me happy with other people, because that's what I like to do.
Luckily, I haven't received too many comments yet, like, because I'm only just starting to get into collection territory now, but even when I got my Adesi suit, people were like, oh my god, it's not fair, you got 2 fursuits. Like, no, it took me like 2-3 years to get those 2 suits. Like, what fair?
I have a full-time job that I work every weekday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. I don't super enjoy the job. It's not bad, but I don't super enjoy it. It's not my dream job or anything. But this job has really helped me afford all of my life bills and everything, as well as fursuits and conventions and traveling and stuff. And so I really appreciate the job a lot. I actually started my job to save money for my OneFurAll, which was my dream fursuit since I started, joining furry and stuff. And I ended up keeping the job since because it has really helped me live the lifestyle I want. It didn't just start like that. When I got the job, I still lived with my mom, and I didn't have any bills at the time. So I bought my first fursuit because I knew I'd be waiting for this one for a while, and it kind of just kept going from there. I just kept buying fursuits and auction suits and stuff like that. But it's been a hard road to build up such a collection.
Yeah, like with a lot of the fandom being so young, I think it's because of that. They're not really understanding that us people with multiple fursuits tend to be, full-time working adults. Like, we're like your mums and dads that are working so hard to house and feed you, but we don't have kids, so we can spend that money on fursuits. We're not millionaires. Like, you gotta work out all your bills and set budgets for your spendings with like a long-term plan and set some aside for your fursuit savings if you can afford it. Like, it's not easy, and you really got to be smart about it. Otherwise, you're going to end up with lots of $3,000 doorstops because you spent so much on just getting fursuits, you forgot about everything else, and now you're in too much debt to take them anywhere.
As I've said before, my collection is 7 years in the making, and there's actually 3 fursuits that I used to own that I actually sold off. So I've owned quite a few fursuits in those 7 years, but it's been a hard road of lots of good money budgeting and hard work. Yeah.
Because I've been fursuiting for about 3.5 years now, and I've got 1 full suit, 2 partials, and then 2 more full suits coming on the way. And that's still all been 3.5 years in the making, and I'm still paying some of them off, so it is still in the making. And sometimes it's like, taking the right opportunities and deals as they come. For example, Roomba, this new bird suit of mine that I recently acquired. I have always loved this suit, but I never expected to be its owner, and I wasn't even looking for a fursuit at the time. But recently, his owner put him up for sale, and it was a really good price that I was able to afford, so I took that opportunity, and now I have another suit. Or like another one that I'll be getting very soon was actually being sold by a friend of mine, and he really wanted to make sure it went to a good home. I'm like, I could, but you gotta let me pay it off pretty slowly, so he did, and I've been paying it off very slowly, but because he's a friend of mine, he didn't really mind. And then eventually I did finish paying it off, and then maybe next time I see him, he'll bring it over for me. But again, no rush because he's a friendo, but that's just how it works, like good opportunities. What do you think, KUHORI?
I can definitely agree with that because most of my suits are artist designed auction suits. I think my only ones that I have actually commissioned are all my KUHORIs, Tammy, and Heart. All my other suits were auction suits that I bought directly from the maker or from their previous owner. And a lot of times I feel like if I can connect with a suit, then I want to buy it and I want to give it a good home. and I want to perform in it and make people smile.
But as for commissioning suits, I find that the saving grace is payment plans. Oh, payment plans are the best. Like, that's how I got Pakari, that's how I got a Desert, and it's soon gonna be how I got Niho, all over about 3 years.
Payment plans definitely do make fursuit collections easier to obtain. A lot of my fursuits are auction suits or artist designed, meaning I didn't really have the option for a payment plan. But all the ones that I have commissioned, I definitely did payment plans because it did make it a lot easier and I was able to budget my money a lot better.
Well, like, let's talk about one of the most famous multi-suit owners, Cyber, and her fursuit army. It's mental if you haven't seen it. Here's a picture of it in case that you haven't. There you go. But do you know how she manages to get so many amazing fursuits? Well, Cyber runs Made For You, who is a very big and very popular fursuit making company. She runs that, and because of that, she can do fursuit trades. If you don't know what a fursuit trade is, it's just where you find a maker and you're like, hey, if I make you this suit, you make me that suit, and then we trade. Pretty simple.
And I'd just like to give a note on the whole Cyber thing. I love Cyber and what she does. I think the Cyber Army is really cool. I've actually been following the Cyber Army since I joined Furry, and it's just a lot of fun to see how makers interpret her character, and it really inspired me to have the collection I have. I definitely would like to think that I can have a KUHORI army someday, because I already have 4 KUHORIs, and it's just a lot of fun to see how an artist will interpret my character, and I just think it's a really cool opportunity for fursuit makers too.
But then the question on everyone's mind is, why? Why do we do this?
My life is nuts! No, I'm kidding. The reason I collect so many fursuits is really simple. Fursuits make me very happy. I like to perform for people, and it's just a lot of fun to play a character where you can be different than, you know, a normal day. And I really enjoy that. And the reason I have so many is because I can play a different character on any given day at any given time. You know, if I'm feeling like I want to be cute and happy and bouncing all that stuff, I'll wear KUHORI. And if I want to be a little grumpier, I'll wear Nugget or Pike. Or if I want to be a little puppy, I wear my suit named Waffles. You know, I have a choice, and I think that's really fun and really cool to be able to have such a thing that I know I worked really hard to have. And I like supporting fursuit makers, because for a lot of makers in this fandom, fursuit making is their full-time job. And I like to support that and show them that their work is appreciated. The funny thing is, when I first started getting into fursuiting, I knew that I wanted a OneFurAll. And I thought, I'm just going to have one fursuit. You know, I don't think I need more than that. And then I realized I'd be saving up for a long time to afford my OneFurAll suit. So I got my very first fursuit. And then it started falling apart, so I got my second one. And it kind of just went downhill from there. I say downhill, but it's actually uphill because it's a lot of fun. I liked fursuits that were going on auction, or I liked a fursuit maker's work, and I just really wanted to own some of it, etc., etc., and it ended up just becoming the collection that I have now. And I'm totally okay with that because it's so much fun.
Now, I'm only just starting to break into the fursuit collection status now. I haven't really had much opportunities to take them around to places and how to manage them all. So KUHORI, how do you do this?
When it comes to conventions, I'll wear a suit in the morning, a suit in the afternoon, and a suit at night. And this last BLFC, a couple of the dance nights, I actually wore 2 fursuits during the dance. I would be in one fursuit for the first half of the dance, go and change, and be in another suit. And it's just a lot of fun to be able to do that. And to adapt to the character and be able to play so many different kinds of characters. It's just really, it sustains me a lot.
There is no reason at all to be salty at someone for having multiple suits, alright? You should be happy for them. You should be proud of them. Be thankful we have so many amazing creators in this fandom that fursuit collections are even possible. And if you still don't feel okay about it, well, all I can really say there is, please keep your comments to yourself. It really doesn't help anyone, and it, again, as I said before, it paints you in a very bad light. It does not look good for you, I assure you.
One more thing I'd like to add is that getting a collection such as mine or Pakari's is not an easy thing to do, and it doesn't happen overnight. It's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of budgeting, and all that kind of thing to be able to have so many fursuits. fursuits are definitely an investment, and a pretty serious one because of their price tag. So, you know, it's not going to just magically happen. Mine's been 7 years in the making, and although a lot of them have come in the last 2 to 3 years, you know, it still wasn't an easy thing to do. Before I could buy any of them, I had to do all the bank stuff, make sure we could afford it, make sure nothing big was happening soon, you know, stuff like that. And do know that having a big fursuit collection is not for everyone. There's some people that only want one fursuit, there's some people that want two, and there's even some people who don't even want one, and that's okay. And just like that's okay for them, it should be okay for me or Pokari to have a lot of fursuits. We're not hurting anybody, we're just doing something we love, and I think that should be okay. I really enjoy sharing my joy of fursuiting with the fandom, with my videos, and Fursuiters World, and my blog, and stuff like that. I'm never trying to rub my fursuits in anybody's face. I just really enjoy what I do, and I want to share what I enjoy with the rest of you, and I think that's a lot of fun to be able to do that.
It really is. So to wrap things up, it doesn't harm anyone. It's something we all work really hard for, and you should feel proud that it's something our fandom can do. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much, KUHORI, for joining me and helping me out.
Thank you again, Pokari, for having me as a guest on your show, The Bottle. I really enjoy your show, and I hope that someday you will come and be a guest for Fursuiters World.
Absolutely. Maybe even in person one day. That'd be pretty awesome. We will see you in our next videos. Bye!